Well, Dad, I've seen the light. I should just let you know. I've seen the light, Dad. I have converted to Mormonism since we played this game. I just want to know what those the Mormons out in BYU have since they beat us last week.
Well,
wait a minute. Wait, didn't we win?
We did win.
Oh, never mind. I didn't convert to Mormonism.
I thought you were a Joseph Smith fan now. Had me scared there.
Okay. Okay, I'm literally just messing around, though. OU played the Mormons, also known as BYU. The real ferocious, I mean, I guess they're not called Cougars for a reason.
True.
We've always, we've always struggled against them. I remember we played them in Arlington a few years ago. We went to that game and just an utter debacle all the way through, and we lost that game because the football gods did not look down kindly on us when I go to see OU play.
We had never beaten BYU in our illustrious history. First time we played them, our quarterback was injured. Had spinal meningitis. If you could even believe such a thing. We lose that game. I think that was in a bowl game. The Copper Bowl or some kind of crummy bowl. Mm-hmm. And then the second time was the game you're speaking of. Sam Bradford breaks his shoulder.
Yeah.
In what was that, 2009?
And the injury bug followed him ever since then.
And then Gabriel gets injured in this game. I was thinking, oh my gosh, 3 for 3? 3 quarterbacks injured, 3 losses? How can this be? The Mormons have said their prayers. We've had some ugly wins, and this definitely qualifies as
might be the ugliest win we've had this season. My God,
this was pitiful, and
I watched West Virginia last week. I'm like, oh man, I was feeling kind of good, and then I watched this game. I'm like, oh God, what is going on here? I don't know if it was just that good Mormon juju or. No offense to Mormons, but I don't know if it's that good Mormon juju or that crappy field because their field is all slick and everyone was it was an ice rink, as you said. They were just slipping all over the place. Not even just our players; their players were slipping and falling.
I'm just glad there wasn't a serious injury on that skating rink. That was horrible. So, but overall, what did you think of the stadium on TV? How it was set in the mountains and all.
Scenery was nice. Yeah, scenery was very nice.
I wouldn't mind seeing a game there. Unfortunately, we're not in the Big 12 anymore. So,
well, we're not going to be after this year.
Yeah.
I expect to have strokes when we play against. I was expecting more heart attack scares next year, not this year. What is? OU loves playing with fire or something. I don't know what it is. We were just discombobulated.
If we're playing these games like this year, I'm worried about next year. Of course, last week I wasn't worried about next year. So,
well, I mean, we are. I would say we are 10-2, or not 10-2, we're 9-2.
Just don't get ahead of ourselves with this team.
Yeah.
We call it Days of Our Sooners for a reason. As a matter of fact, you've missed out on the opening.
Oh, yeah, that's right. This has been yet another episode of Days of Our Sooners, where we talk about the never-ending soap opera. That is Oklahoma Sooners football. I am your host, Britton. I'm here with my dad, Todd, also my co-host. How you doing, Dad?
I'm doing good. Glad we're 9-2.
Yeah, me too.
Can't be 10-2 if you're not 9-2, right?
That's true.
So let's not get ahead of ourselves after this game.
Yeah.
So, it was a pitiful game. I mean, it was kind of a dreary game. I don't know if it was raining there, but it looked cloudy.
I don't know. Most of our away games we've just been off most of our away games. Well, except for Tulsa. We smashed Tulsa, but, I wasn't too worried about that game.
Next week will be our 7th start at 11 a.m. out of 12 games.
Yeah, on Friday too.
On Friday after Thanksgiving. I mean, I don't know what to expect.
The hater rate is ridiculous.
Oh my gosh. So I don't know. The guy's going to be full of their Thanksgiving, and I don't really feel like playing. I don't know. We'll see. We played good against West Virginia, but I'm a little nervous. TCU seems like they're playing pretty good football right now. So
Yeah. Even our defense was kind of getting weird, but I don't want to get ahead of myself.
That's right. Well, we've done a lot of coaching bashing this year. I don't think this one was on the coaches. The players, I think it was all players this week.
Yeah, I was about to say. I mean, there was a couple of Levy calls where he was getting kind of cute, but he mostly called a pretty good game. It was just kind of the execution was just off. I don't know. You watched your Brent Venables show. What did he have to say for himself?
Execution off. Players played horribly. I am not going to be doing any Levy sucks talk this week because, some of the things I liked there, even when Jackson Arnold came in the second half, we went for the long bomb. We went for the throat on him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Levy, I like it, And then
more of that, please.
And then remember, right when we got the ball back with 5 minutes left, I was like, "Let's get a first down. Let's get 2 first downs. We win this game. Don't try to run the ball." And we did that, So
Levy seemed to finally learn his lesson after,
we'll
Kansas.
See. We'll see. We'll see.
At least so far. I don't want to get ahead of myself.
Yeah. Just seemed like in this game we never could seize the momentum. As you know, I always talk about momentum to you.
Yeah, we've been kind of struggling with that all year.
Mm-hmm. So we scored.
Uh-huh.
Then they scored a touchdown. Then we scored a touchdown. Then they scored a touchdown.
They came to play. I'll give them that.
Then we kicked a field goal before half. Then they kicked a field goal before half. It was just like every time we would score, the defense would let them score. We just could never seize the opportunity to get momentum.
Yeah, we've been struggling with that all year,
Mm-hmm. And then the second half, we scored.
Uh-huh.
And then they scored. And then we had that long interception return.
Yeah, I might actually put. You showed me that video. I might actually put that at the beginning of the video.
What it was. See.
We got that huge interception.
Yeah, we got
a couple of turnovers.
We scored, and then they scored. Then we got the interception, and then they scored, and then we got the fumble, and then we scored, and then we finally held them to end the game. So, we just never could get it going. So
yeah, it was just sloppy ball on our end. And
I felt the players were a little flat. They didn't look like they were fast. They were kind of going through the motions. It just seemed like we're a little bit flat. Maybe it was the long flight out there to Utah.
Maybe it was that slippery field. Who knows?
Maybe it was the slippery field.
Maybe
it was the beauty of it all.
that mountain or whatever you call it, that altitude.
The altitude, could have been that. Could have been the 10 a.m. local time.
Ugh.
I mean, my goodness, that 11 o'clock start, but it was a 10 a.m. out there in mountain time, so... they just seem slow and sluggish on both sides of the ball, but we did hang on and win. So.
Yes, thankfully. I was kind of getting nervous there for a minute.
Very nervous in that game. Right? Both of us were very nervous. And so now we're 9-2 in the second year of a rebuilding job by Brent Venables.
So
thoughts
work,
so
boys.
far?
Good work, boys.
Good work, boys.
I'll
take that.
I'm glad we're not 6-7. That's.
The thing that concerns me is, are we better now than we were at the start of the season, or are we worse now?
I don't know.
We're playing better competition, but BYU sucks.
Yeah, I was about to say,
We're getting crushed by everybody.
Well, I was about to say they did play Arkansas pretty hard, but Arkansas is just...
That's true.
They're just unlucky.
Mm-hmm.
That's not really... Not a bad team, though. They fought hard. They fought Alabama hard. Mm-hmm. They fought LSU hard. So, I always say it, Dad, never underestimate your enemy.
That's true.
Because that can really bite you. And let me tell you, I can tell that the Samoan guy or Indian or whatever he is, he wanted to kill, man. Poor guy. I don't know his name, unfortunately.
On who?
The BYU coach.
Yeah, I don't know his name.
The Samoan guy.
Yeah, I don't know his name, so... Yeah, I don't know if we've gotten much better. That's concerning. I think there's areas we've gotten better in. I don't know if it's just our talent level's just not quite there, or I hope it's not the coaching. I hope it's not Venables. but typically OU teams get better. Under Bob Stoops, they typically got better throughout the year, and by the end of the year, they were playing really well. I don't know that I see that in this.
Well, I mean, I could say we're still kind of finding our footing. I mean, we're massive improvement from last year.
Well, that's true. That's true.
But there are still some problems.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, we really struggle with keeping the momentum because we'll make like these dumb mistakes, and not helping ourselves. Yeah. I'm always texting my friend. I'm like, God, you just can't make it easy on themselves, and he's like, Nope.
Who's that, Joey?
Yeah, my friend Joey.
Yeah, that was a strong statement by Joey there. So let's talk offense. So 17 points in the first half. Just seemed a little sluggish.
We just kind of played down to our competition.
Yeah.
It was just kind of like, what is going on here?
Yeah. So
it's just, I don't think it was really Levy's fault. I mean, he called a couple of stupid plays, but he called a good game for the most part. I don't know.
Yeah.
Finally got our running game figured out, so that's nice.
Well, we got it figured out in the second half. The first half, our running game was stinking, and we had a pretty good passing game. Long pass down there to Gibson, good play there. Nice touchdown there to Nick Anderson, so good play there. But overall, I don't know, just weren't playing that well. And then, Gabriel goes 13 for 21 for 191 yards, 2 TDs, and then he had 4 rushes for 0 yards. But the last rush was very costly. He bangs his head on the ice rink, and
and they take him out and put him on concussion watch.
Got him on concussion.
Did he actually get one, or would they just worry about it?
I haven't heard if he was totally concussed or he's just.
They were just doing it to be safe.
Could have been being safe. I'm not sure. I've heard he's practicing this week, so I'm hoping that he'll be good enough for the game. Although, I wouldn't mind seeing Arnold get a game under his belt there. So, and then speaking of Arnold, he went 5 for 9 for 33 yards, rushed it 8 times for 24 yards. Had a long run there, he broke open. And Stogner, I watched it on the Venables replay. Remember I was saying I wanted to see that. I want to see the replay. They never showed the replay during the game. And then I was watching for that during the Venables show. And the guy's just standing there, and he just blasts the guy from behind for no reason. It's not going to help. He could have just stood there and done a screen, like a screen like they do in basketball, just stood in your way and where they can't run that way. Would have been fine, but he blows the guy off of his feet from behind, gets the penalty, and kills our drive there. So Arnold on his running game looked really good. His passing looked a little iffy there.
Little jittery, maybe.
Little jittery. He overthrows a wide open Nick Anderson.
Yeah.
Which would have been a touchdown. Just maybe it was the altitude. Maybe it was a little bit of.
When they got that crazy interception, it looked like he was about to pass out on the field. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself.
But he makes a nice third down throw to Farouk prior to the final drive, the drive where we missed another field goal.
I'm like, Schmitty, I get you can't kick it from like 50 yards, fine. 27 yards, that's a chip shot. Dad was displeased. We'll put it that way.
And then the second drive when we had to win the game, great pass there to Farouk to get the first down and ice the game.
Yes.
So some glimpses of his glory to be, but he has some work to do. I see why the coaches have went with Gabriel. Overall, how did you think Gabriel played?
He did pretty good. I mean, he played a good game.
Yeah, what about Arnold? What did you think about him? You excited about him?
Yeah. Once he gets the jitters out, I'm looking forward to seeing him play.
Well, with Gabriel, the thing I've always griped about is he can't actually throw it far enough for the guys. Remember, I always say they have to stop and come back to the ball. Arnold, he fired it 5 yards past the guy,
he had a cannon going there.
So he looks like he can really.
I'm like, oh man, what a dime! And then, he didn't get it.
And he was wide open. There was no catching him. He was 4 or 5 yards behind the defender. That was going to be a touchdown for sure. So yeah. Oh well. So quarterbacks, it was a weird game, so nothing to say there. Now, Sawchuk in the running backs, 14 rushes, 107 yards, but he had 81 yards in the second half alone. So the first half he only had 26 yards, but he had 81 yards in the second half. He really got it going there. What did you think about the running game, especially in the second half?
Yeah, looking a lot better. I'm glad we got Sawchuk in. I think I even saw a couple sightings of Tawi there. Yeah.
Seems like Sawchuk's got his timing a little better. He's kind of hesitating, waiting for the hole to develop, busting through there, gaining 10, gaining 12, gaining 20. So that's good to see. And then he gets that game winner touchdown where ran through the trash a little bit. Guy had a hold of him. He kind of jerks loose and takes it on into the end zone for the game winner. So we were pretty happy there, right? Stoops, or Levy got a little cute with his little Drake Stoops in the backfield, handing it off for the jet sweep. I don't know why Levy that play has not gained a yard this year.
No.
And why he consistently calls that. That's one of the plays that I'm sure you're talking about when he had a couple of bonehead plays.
Yeah, that one, and I'm sure there were a few. He really loves those jet sweeps.
He just got to eliminate that. Got to eliminate it. So
throws it like behind the line. I'm just like, dude.
Didn't do much of that. So
he didn't do much of that.
I liked that, but that play was horrible. Now for the receiving, the top receiver for the game was actually Gibson.
Oh wow!
Who last year I thought was going to be a bust. Now he was a 4-star out of Florida.
That's where Fort Lauderdale is.
Right. I can't remember if he's from Fort Lauderdale. I think he might be, but he's from Florida for sure. 2 catches, 82 yards. And this is one I was talking about. He should have had a touchdown. He was 4 or 5 yards behind him, but Gabriel don't have a strong enough arm to throw it out to him. But he did make the catch, got down to the 2-yard line, and then we ended up punching that one in with the Nick Anderson touchdown. And then he had the nice maybe 30-yard play where he put the foot in right, as he was going out of bounds at the back. Remember when then he pointed at his foot? That was a good play, right?
Yeah. It was a good play. It was good.
With Gabriel rolling out, and then Stoops, automatic, 4 catches, 63 yards. Nothing flashy there.
He might be our best receiver.
Might be. I think him and Gabriel have a connection.
Well, and Anthony, unfortunately, unfortunately, I miss him.
He'll be back next year, hopefully.
I think there was I think we lost a lot of our dynamo when he got out of
that's true.
When he got injured.
Now, one thing I noticed is Jackson didn't really find Stoops. I don't know if they have the connection that Gabriel and Stoops have. So that'll be something interesting to watch for. Although, he won't be here Stoops won't be here next year, so it won't really matter. Farouk, 5 for 53, but like I said, game clinching catch there on that 3rd and 10, and then he got knocked out of the game there, so hopefully he's okay. And then Anderson had 3 catches for only 12 yards, but he did score a touchdown there in the first half. So it was one of those games that just didn't seem like we threw the ball that much. But the receivers, I don't have any complaints about them. Any thoughts about the receivers?
They did good.
Yeah, I'll go with that. And then the defense. Oh, the defense.
Oh, God, they reverted back to last year's glory when they were just cutting big runs on us left and right. I'm like, what is going on here? No. What's up with this regression? Again, I don't know if they were just not on their A game. They were tired. They partied. I don't know what it was.
Yeah, well,
They probably didn't party before game though.
I know that Stutzman had the stomach flu or food poisoning. You've been sick like that before.
Oh,
right?
We did. Yeah. I didn't know that.
That was one thing. He had 10 tackles. He was the best player on the field, but for a lot of the game, he wasn't.
Well, he is a tougher man than me. I'd be just.
And
hope he's feeling better. Ugh.
And really, I've never seen a game, Brett, where the defense is the main reason we're losing the game, but they're the main reason we won the game too.
Yeah, it's about this.
I mean, they were.
You're quoting the Parker Thune.
Yeah,
or whatever his last name was. I showed you yesterday.
Yeah, that was a great quote. That was a great quote by him because they were running up and down the field on us, but all of a sudden we would get a turnover out of nowhere, right? And nothing bigger
It was almost like who wanted to lose more this game, like OU or BYU, and I guess BYU's like, here's the game right here, take me.
And then we kept going, oh, just run right through us. We're soft butter, just go right through us.
It's like the Mormons were too nice to like just beat us, and then we're like, oh no, I'd feel too bad, it's like that.
They were too hospitable.
Something like that.
Now, the thing that was horrible was BYU was one of the worst offenses in America.
Yeah, and that Jewish guy was running all over us. It was ridiculous.
The Jewish guy? Oh, the quarterback?
Yeah, the quarterback.
Yeah. He didn't have to bring his religion into it.
Hey, man, he was flashing the Star of David. Respect.
Was he? Okay, I didn't see that. Okay.
Well, that was before the game.
So in the second half, they were just blowing holes up the middle.
I know
22 yards, 15 yards, 20 yards.
I know you were just like, oh, they're gashing us.
They get it down. They do 3 run plays up like 70 yards in 3 plays, rushing plays. They get it down to the 2-yard line. And then they decide to do who was that? Seahawks versus the Patriots play?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. They could have just passed it to Marshawn Lynch, and for some reason, Pete Carroll thought, oh, let's throw it.
And they turn around and throw the ball. And what Venables said in his game review was that actually Bowman was supposed to blitz on that play. But another person was out of position. And he saw that guy was going to be wide open, so he just kind of went, oh, what do I do? Oh, I'll just stand here. And thought maybe that the quarterback thought he was going to blitz and, was going to throw it fast to him. Bowman intercepts.
Takes it all the way back.
He was off to the races.
Yeah, I thought he was going to pass out there.
Oh, my gosh. About the 40-yard line, cross midfield, 40-yard line. He's got a trailer hooked up to him.
That's what. Oh man, what's the guy on radio called?
Yeah, Toby.
Yeah, Toby. Yeah, that's what he said.
He's got a trailer hooked up. So that was a great call too. You need to put that on the show and let the fans hear that. Oh, I heard that the Spanish call, the Latino call on the same play, was hilarious. I want to hear that, but I haven't seen it on the internet yet. But so the Spanish guy was saying "Billy, Billy, Billy" as he was running down the sideline. So yeah, what a play! And
sometimes that's talent, man.
That quarterback was fast, and he was from BYU, so he did did not have the anyway. He did outrace him to the end zone.
Yes, that's true. He did do that.
So anyway, great play by Billy Bowman. And I thought that was the play of the game, right?
Yeah, I think that was the play of the game.
Well, you would think so. But what does the OU defense do?
We stopped them.
No, we let them score again.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
After that, we can't seize momentum. We let them score again, so the game's tied up. We get the ball. We can't do anything with it. Kick it to them. They get the ball, and then Stutzman strips the ball out of the guy's hands, and we get a fumble recovery and only have to go, 25 yards for a touchdown, and Sawchuk runs it in. So, I don't know. What do you think? Was Bowman's play of the game the play of the game? Or was it Stutzman? I'm going to say Bowman's because they were getting ready to score on us, and he intercepted it, and he scored on it. So that's like a 14-point swing. If we get scored on
I guess he got a touchdown. It was just on the other side.
Right. But if they score there, and Bowman doesn't get that interception, I don't know if we could come back from that. Arnold, Levy's going to have to open it up. I don't know. It just didn't seem like
he had that kind of jitters, little bit.
We did get 21 points off turnover, so
it wasn't like Landry who just kind of dropped an egg that game.
It 21 points off of turnovers. That's the only reason we won that game, right? The offense didn't play good enough. The defense didn't play good enough. But BYU coughed it up enough for us to win that game. So
yeah.
So then that final drive, Sawchuk running the ball hard. Arnold made some good runs there too.
Yeah, and then finally we I guess the defense got its head out, and then
on 3rd and 10, after they'd run the ball 2 times, and I was thinking in my head, here comes Levy to lose the game for us. Because I feel like if BYU scores, they're going to go for 2 and try to beat us right there.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking, Levy is going to lose the game for us right here, 3rd and 10 after 2 rushes. And Arnold to Farouk for a 10-yard. And I'm like, yeah, Levy, good job. You went for it. You tried to win the game. Versus, I don't want to lose it, so I'm just going to run the play again. Let's see if our defense can hold, which we couldn't hold. Right?
Mm-hmm.
But what I found out later is that Arnold actually said, change the play at the line. Audible. He audibled into that play. So I don't know what Levy had called, but Arnold is the one that made the decision to audible into that play, and then he executes the play and gets the first down, and we win. So hats off to my boy.
I guess Jackson Arnold is responsible for the fact we won that game.
Yes, sir.
You've subverted my expectations, Dad.
And then special teams.
Oh man.
3 plays. Missed field goal. Unacceptable. We've already talked about that.
Well, I guess we punted well,
we punted well.
Unless I'm forgetting something.
We punted well. I'll give you that. Schmitty misses a 27-yard field goal. Okay, unacceptable.
I think I just read not too long before we started this. I think even Venables was like, I don't know. He was kind of like, this is unacceptable.
It's right here.
What?
The kid can kick. He just has no gamer in him. He gets.
He gets nervous.
He gets nervous when we need points. If we don't need them, like let's say we're up 50-0, probably kick 50-yard right down the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Right, but when it's crunch time, he misses. Secondly, he kicks a kickoff out of bounds.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And then they end up getting a field goal on us before halftime. And then third, we run the most beautiful fake punt.
Oh yeah, that's
that I've
right.
seen in a long time. And the refs, I mean,
that was a dumb call.
It was a dumb call.
Ref ball if I've ever seen it.
Nick Anderson, I mean, when you look at it, he is blocking the guy downfield instead of running. If he'd have just ran like he was going to go get the guy that's going to catch the punt, the guy that he was blocking would have followed him. He did not need to do that, but he does it anyway. Just bad, mental errors. The whole game was a mess.
Yeah, it was just a bunch of mistakes.
Total mess.
Almost felt like we regressed a little bit. I was kind of worried.
But we won.
Yes, we did.
And we're 9-2.
And I'm glad about that.
So, now, let's talk about other games.
Ooh, yeah.
Around the country.
This is one I'm particularly excited to talk about, but let's get into
this week or from last week?
Last week.
Okay. What game do you want to talk about?
Well, not yet. Let's get to the Big 12 stuff first. And then
So, we needed someone to choke, to set up.
And lose?
Yeah, to lose, so we could, have our own destiny own our own destiny into the Big 12 championship. But Texas beats Iowa State. I thought that was going to happen.
Though, they were kind of sloppy, though.
Yeah, the Cyclones played them tough. We killed the Cyclones this year.
So, Texas fraud? Who knows? Probably not.
They didn't lose to Kansas, and they didn't lose to OSU.
That's true.
So
almost lost to Kansas State, though.
No,
yeah, they're also kind of in their, in season checked out, I guess. I don't know. But I walked in, I'm like, hey, what's the score? And you said 6-3. I'm like, jeez. What is Texas doing?
Yeah, but they ended up pulling it out 26-16. So
poor Matt Campbell. I bet he was just fuming.
Yeah, that's one game that we couldn't get. And then OSU is down to Houston at halftime. So I'm thinking maybe, just maybe,
the Pokes will choke it again.
Yeah. But no, it was Houston that choked. Before halftime, they've got OSU on the ropes. And then the quarterback for Houston throws just the worst interception I've ever seen in my life. Right before halftime, they run it down for a touchdown. Gets OSU back within 7 points. And then OSU comes out after halftime and takes control of the game and wins that one 43-30. So that one's down. Those are the two most important games. And then KU and Kansas State had a good game going on, and KU really played better than them with their third-team quarterback, which is amazing. And
got a good team over there. I never thought I'd say that, but they got a good team there this year.
And they lose that game, so no help whatsoever.
Ouch.
So the scenarios for this week are Texas has to lose, or can't be and, it's or.
Mm-hmm.
So Texas has to lose, or OSU has to lose. If Texas and OSU lose, and then Kansas State beats Iowa State, it's Texas versus Kansas State in the Big 12 championship. So we can't have both of them lose. Only one of them can lose. Now Texas,
what a mess.
Texas is playing Texas Tech at home. Not expecting anything there. OSU is playing this BYU team that we played. I think BYU played the game of their life against us, so I'm not expecting any miracles. But it is college football.
Any given Saturday?
Chaos can happen. And then Kansas State is playing Iowa State. So Washington escapes Oregon State. That was a pretty good game, 22-20. Thought they might lose, but they pulled it out. Michigan holds off Maryland. Michigan, I don't know about them. I thought they were
Harbaugh.
a little better than they've been.
Yeah, they're missing Harbaugh, I'm sure.
Yeah. Louisville beats the U, 38-31, U being the Hurricanes from Miami.
Oh, man, they were playing them hard, too.
Yeah. Arizona clobbers Utah. That's 42-18, and I've seen a lot of projections where Arizona might be Oklahoma's matchup in the Alamo Bowl if we don't go to the Big 12 championship. So that is one to watch.
Hey.
Florida State dominates Northern Alabama, but I don't know if you saw this. The Florida State starting quarterback tears his knee up and is out for the year.
Oh. Those leg injuries, man. Those are brutal.
Mm-hmm. And then Mizzou holds off a floundering Florida team, 33-31. Now, what game are you talking about?
USC lost again.
Oh, I totally forgot about them. They're so far out of it. I forgot about USC this week. Yeah, they get beat by their in-state rival,
UCLA.
Yeah, and oh boy.
Now people are saying Lincoln Riley's on the hot seat. So, What can I say?
I'll send you an article that Granny sent me from a writer in the LA Times, which is kind of like the Oklahoman.
Oh yeah. What can I say? You know, to be honest though, this might actually be the worst season that Lincoln Riley has had so far in his coaching career.
Lincoln Riley lost 7 games in 5 years at Oklahoma. He's lost 7 games in 2 years at USC. That's how bad it is.
Well, like, why? It's just I'm kind of...
The defense?
Yeah,
their big reason.
Yeah, their defense is awful.
But then their offense, the guys are uninspired. I don't know.
Talk about a fall from grace.
When you have Caleb Williams, like he's a franchise quarterback, going to be the first pick in the NFL, and you lose 5 games. I don't know, unacceptable.
Yep.
And then,
just what a fall from grace.
Yeah, he was a shiny light on the hill here in Oklahoma, and now he's just another turd in the bowl now.
Well, at least they got a bowl game.
Yeah, I don't know what bowl game they're going to go to. It's pitiful. He's going to have to bring it back, and he's going to have to do it without Caleb Williams, this little security blanket. So.
Yeah, he's good. You know, I mean,
And then the shine is totally off Deion Sanders. They get throttled by Washington State. I mean, I didn't write down the score, but it was like 45-7. It was a big time beating.
Well, I guess next year.
Yeah, maybe next year for Deion. That's what we'll do. Granny's old saying. Maybe next year.
No, but yeah, USC. Jeez, I don't know if I should. It would feel bad to gloat. But all I'll say is what can I say?
Tebow.
Well, not that. We warned you, as a lot of fans have said, and well, there's an old saying: you reap what you sow.
That is true. So, that is. I think that's in the Bible.
Yep.
I think that's in the Bible. Can't overlook the Bible. So, all right. So this week,
I think that was their last game too. This is for the season.
Their season's over. Yeah.
Oh, that's embarrassing.
It's over. There's no redeeming themselves for this year, other than a bowl game. We'll see who they get in the bowl game. So maybe they'll get an easy win there. So this week we've got TCU. The Horned Frogs handed us a thorough beating last year.
I hope we bully them.
And they knocked Gabriel out, which caused the 49-0 debacle last year.
Well, all I got to say is they're kind of in our position where we have a bunch of new guys. I think we can beat them. I'm not now. Hopefully, we don't play as sloppily as we did today, last week, but I think we got it if we play well.
Well, that's the key. If we play well, they only lost to Texas 29-26.
Well, that's because Texas was sucking.
Yeah, and they throttled Baylor last week. So. Like you said, we got to play well. If we play well, I feel good about it.
If we don't, we have another long day on Days of Our Sooners.
We've already talked about this slightly, but Texas versus Texas Tech at Texas. Any hope there?
Unless Texas Tech just pulls one out and just, I think Texas has that game.
Yeah.
Unless Texas just completely blows it, which apparently is their first, I think it's Sark's first 10-winning season in 10 years of coaching. All the Texas fans were on Twitter,
They're shining bright.
Yeah, and I'm all like, yeah,
the ugliest
whatever.
Orange in America is shining bright.
And I'm like, yeah, whatever. There's always trash on. There's like a troll account called The Legend of Choklahoma on Twitter. Yeah, he privatized his account though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He was getting blistered.
Yeah, I guess so.
Then we got OSU versus BYU at Rust-Oleum Stadium there in Stillwater. Any chance BYU can get them?
Well, if they play like they did against us, maybe. I mean, if OSU can get blown out by UCF, well, it's possible. That's all I'll say.
BYU has to make the flight over here. I don't know. Chaos can happen in college football.
That's
but
true.
I just don't know. And then Kansas State is playing Iowa State. Now, if Iowa State were to beat Kansas State, and then Texas and OSU lost, then that would help us. But I don't know. I don't see KSU losing to Iowa State. Any thoughts there?
Not really.
And then this is what they call rivalry week, which this is the week we should be playing Oklahoma State, but we've got Oregon State, which Oregon State's not bad this year.
Yeah, they played Washington tough.
Yeah.
Washington played Oregon tough, so we'll see.
And then I don't know if you've ever heard of this rivalry, but have you ever heard of the Iron Bowl?
Ooh, yeah. Always on Thanksgiving we have the Iron Bowl. I see Alabama winning that one, though.
Yep. Washington State in the Apple Cup. I see Washington taking care of business there. And then that's really, all the games that I
Michigan, Ohio State.
Oh, I forgot about the game. Michigan, Ohio State. How could I forget Michigan, Ohio State?
I was about to say, aren't they playing this?
Yeah.
They usually play near Thanksgiving.
Now, you got any thoughts there? Harbaugh's out. Does it matter?
I think Ohio State might have it if Harbaugh's gone. I don't know. We'll see.
I believe it's in Michigan. Does that make a difference to you?
Well, it's a rivalry game. That's all I'll say.
You got a prediction?
I'd say it's a great game, but I'd say Ohio State probably.
You gonna take Ohio State? All right.
Now, don't bet money on that because any given Saturday.
Yeah, I won't be betting on it.
Oh, I said I'm not betting on it, but I wouldn't be surprised if they won.
And then the following week is all of the championship games. So
Wow, really?
SEC,
Already?
ACC, yeah, Brett. The season is over.
Oh my gosh. It just
How
felt
did this
like it
happen?
started.
I know, we barely started. We're like 2 or 3 weeks in here. How does this happen? This is why I won't go anywhere on Saturdays. There's only these 12 games. They go so fast. It's just the season's over. And guess what? It's going to be like 9 months before football's going to be back again.
And season 3 of Days of Our Sooners.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
Horrible. So it's been a good season. It's been a fun season for college football. Now, the NFL. Your Cowboys slammed the Panthers. Was any surprise there?
Well, color me shocked.
Uh-huh.
That's all I gotta say about that.
Yeah. Now, this was a color me shock. The Giants beat the Commies.
Wow. God.
You know who the Commies
Yeah,
are?
I know who the commies are. I know the Commanders, yeah.
Uh-huh. That was a surprise. 31-19 with a backup quarterback, and his dad is from New Jersey. Or they're from New Jersey.
Oh, wow, so that's in the blood, huh?
Yeah, I forget his name, but he threw a touchdown, and he went down the field doing the Sopranos hand motion. They showed his dad up there, and he looked like one of the guy like Paulie or something up there, and his wife with the Italian what are they called, their wives, the
mafios, I don't know.
Yeah. What do they call their girlfriends? I forget.
Kumar, I think.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Gumar.
And then Gumar or something, or yeah, something like that. Anyway, she looks the role there.
Yeah, Giants. That surprised me.
And then the two brothers, it was a total Italian family. I'll have to show you that. Broncos are on a roll.
Wait, they won?
They won against the Vikings. That's 4 in a row for them.
Yeah. Also, Vikings are just snake bitten.
Right,
So,
but the Broncos have beaten a couple pretty good teams here.
Yeah.
Did they beat the 49ers, or who'd they beat?
They beat
the
Chiefs.
Bills. Oh, they beat the Chiefs. And did they beat the Bills too?
I think they beat the Bills.
Yeah.
Something like that. I don't know.
So Broncos are in a row. They beat the Vikes 21-20. 49ers are back. They've beat the Buccaneers 27-14.
Yeah.
Sorry, Bag. The Bills slammed the Jets in a little bit of a revenge game there from earlier in the season.
Yeah, I guess they were really mad after that punt. No punt returns this time.
No. And then the Bengals lose to who'd they play? The Bengals. It was a pretty big game.
The Ravens? Didn't they play the Ravens?
Yes, and Burrow is out for the year.
Oh my gosh! Oh, they're screwed now.
Torn ligament in his wrist.
Ah, man, he's a good quarterback. He just keeps getting hurt.
So that should be the end of the Bengals season for this year. And then for this week, we got Thanksgiving days. Thanksgiving your favorite holiday?
No, it's not.
Huh?
I like the break, but I don't like the holiday.
You like the football games on Thursday?
I do.
Okay.
I do. My Cowboys play usually. So
Cowboys versus the Commies.
I expect the Cowboys to win unless
be a W.
the Commies pull one out.
Lions take on the Packers. Should be a good game.
Packers are kind of down. I can actually, I'm gonna say this for my buddy Josh. He's in Canada, but he's a Lions fan. I think the Lions might actually take it. We'll
Lions
see.
are 8-2 this year.
I know.
They're going to make the playoffs.
They might, yeah.
Unless they have a collapse here, but I'm thinking they're going to win this one.
Yeah, I like Dan Campbell, their coach. He seems like a
he's a rough and tumble coach.
Yeah, he seems like a good dude. He cares. He wants to be good, and it's shown.
And then later that evening, 49ers versus the Seahawks. So,
the big rematch. Or if you remember from a few years ago, Richard Sherman went on his little diatribe.
And then really the games for this week, other than the Thursday night games, you got Baker versus the Colts, which the only reason I'm bringing that one up is because Baker, the Buccaneers. And then the Bills and the Eagles, which you'd think that would be a great game, but who knows? The Bills have
I'd say the Eagles are going to win that game, but we'll see. They've been inconsistent all year.
Big Game is proving that he really is Big Game, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
They played the Chiefs.
Beat the Chiefs.
Yeah, they got one on the Chiefs.
Yeah.
The Kelsey brothers, faced off once again.
Yeah, Travis played horrible. He had a fumble right at the 10-yard line.
Oh yeah, I was kind of peeking in, and oh man, they got an interception, and then Mahomes just throws in the end zone, gets intercepted right back. Mm-hmm. It was a back and forth, just fight of the century.
Mahomes had a chance. I mean, he throws a dime with like 2 minutes left in the game, hits the guy right in the hands, and he drops it.
He got a
50, 60-yard pass. He had
a Steelers Cowboys Super Bowl.
Yeah, you got to
type of moment.
Yeah, you got to check that one out on YouTube later.
They might be the sickest man in America. To quote that game.
Wasn't a Super Bowl, but he wasn't pretty happy.
He's probably the sickest man in Kansas City, Missouri that night.
His name's Mud in Kansas City right now. And then the Vikes play the Bears on Monday night. That might be one that
was a stinker, I assume.
Yeah, seems like a stinker. And my Bears are horrible this year. And the
God,
Vikings
they're
are much better.
Yeah, like their defensive coordinator got on like an FBI list or something, and like people were stealing stuff. Just a debacle of a year. And they said like the Bears are they were one of the promising teams too. I was just like, man, I gotta ask you, Dad, do you feel sometimes that this game that we love, do you feel like it's getting sloppier as the years are going on? Because like I've seen a lot more bad games than like good ones recently.
Yeah, and I actually heard Tom Brady speaking about this today, actually.
Oh, wow, what a coincidence.
And he says that all of these rules and regulations that the people have put on, like targeting and all these rules that they have now, have caused... what they were saying was Brady saying that the players are getting sloppy because of the regulations or the rule changes. To where the defensive guys, don't want to go in there and make the big hard tackles because they're afraid they're going to get a penalty or get kicked out of the game, and it's just made the players commit bad habits, or start having bad habits. So I don't know if that's true or not. Brady's an expert.
That's true.
I'm just a bystander watching the games. So.
Yeah, no, I can see where he's coming from though. To counter that a little bit, concussions have been a
true.
So balance is what we need. Mm-hmm.
If you're a gladiator, you got to take the.
That's true.
Got to take the consequences, but yeah, I still love the game though.
Well, yes, that's why we're here.
That's right. So, any final comments on this week's games? OU game.
Let's just finish out the season on a bang. Can we do that?
Let's try that.
And win a bowl game, please. That would be nice.
That. Sounds good.
Then prepare for the SEC. I'm kind of ready to leave Big 12.
Yeah, I'm ready for the SEC and get on some real new rivalries. So
I'm waiting for the big Alabama OU showdowns next couple of years.
That's next year at Oklahoma. You want to go to that game?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I was actually tempted there for a moment. I'm like, no, probably not.
You want to go to the TCU game this weekend, the final Big 12 game of...
I don't want to test fate. All right, well, this has been yet another interesting episode of Days of Sooners.
Boomer!
Sooner! Yeah, all right.